Building a house is a huge project and it can be stressful. We are manufacturing a product in an uncontrolled environment with a million different variables, and there's decisions to be made every step of the way. And so you really need to work with the people that you trust, Anderson Homes, your designer, your design team, and let them guide you through the process. They have done this before, we have done this before, and we kind of know what works best. We're not trying to build your house for you, it's your custom house. We want you to make all the decisions, but we have a pretty good idea about what functions, what works, and what doesn't. And when the scope of the project changes during the course of construction, Anderson Homes has systems and procedures in place to try to capture those changes, capture what it's going to cost, capture what effect that's going to have on the building process further down the road. And you know, it's a relationship. It's a relationship between the homeowner, the designer, the home builder to make this work in real time, and it takes trust and mutual respect. What was the most important characteristic that you wanted in your builder?
I would say we spent a lot of time looking through social media and researching on the internet. Craftsmanship, I think, was at the top of the list. We knew we were going to be particular and be picky and be somewhat troubled through the process. So we were really looking at other completed projects to see the craftsmanship, and we'd really narrowed it down to two home builders that we felt like were producing what it was we were looking for. And honestly, Anderson was the first phone call we made, and as a professional, you're looking for a relationship with somebody. On that first interview, we felt welcome, we felt taken care of. We felt like it was going to be a process and a relationship throughout the whole thing, and we never even called the second builder.
We constructed this house using the methodology that Anderson Homes has been working on for the last 5 or 6 years. The house was constructed using the Huberwood Zip R system. When we tested the house at the end, we actually got 2.1 air exchanges per hour, which if you looked it up, that is extremely good. The house is super tight. You know, living inside the house, you can notice the difference. It feels different. We're controlling the humidity. It really feels like we're living inside of a Yeti cooler. Right now we got cool temperatures outside. It's supposed to be freezing here in a day or two, and I don't think that the inside temperature will vary all that much. We're not sweating frozen pipes. So the other cool thing is that we control the outside air coming into the house. It comes in through a filtered system, so we're not breathing in the pollutants and the allergens that unfortunately we have in Southeast Texas. I feel like my kids are healthier, I feel healthier, my wife would probably say the same thing. Not plagued by chronic sinus problems or anything like that.
And after we moved in, there was a big freeze. Everything was covered in ice. It was some snow, mostly sleet, and everybody in the neighborhood started to have frozen pipes, busted pipes, water heaters in the attic, and the attics aren't insulated. So, and I kind of monitored the situation. At one point, I crawled up in the attic, and I felt like it was 70 degrees in the attic. Even after we lost power, you know, we have electric furnaces, not gas furnaces. We never really had heat loss and never had a concern. All of our friends and family were coming over here to take a hot shower because nobody else had that resource. It just was a non-issue for us. We didn't have that issue.
We moved in late August of last year, and we ended up having a generator put on the house in early September, so it was still blazing hot. In order to do that, they had to cut the power off the entire day. It was in the mid-90s. I was expecting it was going to be tough for my wife and my newborn to stay at home, but during that entire 24-hour process, I bet it only dropped a degree in the house, and that's what people going in and out. So super impressed with how tight the house is sealed up. The electric bill is a lot lower than what I expected. So overall, just super impressed with the efficiency.
So there truly is a difference by making that house airtight, controlling the indoor atmosphere, controlling the air coming into the house, filtering out the particulates. It makes a huge difference in the way we live and our quality of life. There's other finish carpenters in the area, but I don't think there's many that can put together the trim package that we've done here. You know, it's the little things that maybe even the average person doesn't see until it's all finished and painted and you move in and you start to really soak in all the details. But, you know, all the joints are super tight. You know, we don't get by with hurrying. We make sure that everything's put together the way it's supposed to be. You can see this unit I'm facing right now. You know, that's separate windows, transom windows, and a door that's all trimmed out as one unit. When that's painted, it's really gonna look fantastic. Again, I mentioned the crown earlier. You know, it's a 3-step crown. So there's actually 3 individual pieces to make up this, you know, 1 foot tall piece of crown. And again, it's just a whole lot of work. It takes a whole lot of experience to be able to do that work. And we're lucky to have that in the Artisans. I mean, I think there's a lot of ways to compare, you know, an Anderson Homes to a home built by another builder. You know, I like to use the example of cars. You know, when you go buy a Ford, you know, you have all the way from the XL version to the Platinum version or the King Ranch version, and that's what we're selling is the Platinum or the King Ranch. You know, it's still a truck, right? It's still a house. But what goes in it is what makes the difference. You know, you could also use the analogy of a bag of groceries. You know, you go to the grocery store and you want to buy steak and vegetables. Well, are you going to the frozen vegetable section and the discount meat section, or are you going to buy a nice Wagyu filet and the freshest vegetables that are on the shelf? It's what goes into the house that what makes the difference and what makes an Anderson home. And Anderson Homes tries to live by the golden rule. We try to treat our customers the way we'd want to be treated, and we hope that it shows.